is your girl Tay, coming at you today with another edition of Tea Talking with Tay. And let's go ahead and get into the tea, okay? So, a lot has been happening this week. An October surprise, if you will, has came upon us because, just a heaping load of karmic debt has finally come to the idiot that is Donald Trump. So, we just learned that a couple of days ago that he was diagnosed, tested positive. Him and Melania Trump was tested positive for the coronavirus. The same virus that he has called a hoax since the beginning of the virus. The same virus that he has hid this disease from Americans, which he is responsible for 200,000 plus deaths because he knew about it, knew the potential of what it would become, and instead called it a hoax and the China virus. The China virus. I guess Miss Corona didn't like that. It's not a hoax now, is it, Donald? Ha! But honestly, it's not enough for me. Him contracting the virus is not enough for me because that's the bare minimum. It was bound to happen. He was going to all of these very much so crowded rallies and mocking people who was wearing masks. He mocked Joe Biden at the clownery that was the presidential debate for wearing a mask everywhere he went. So he's not even following his own advice, from my understanding. You suggested that people should stick needles full of bleach in them. Have you done that, sir? I'm pretty sure you haven't. And just yesterday, they said he had to be hospitalized. I looked again today, and he's doing better. It's not enough for... Because he has the access, even at his old age, he still has access to the proper health care. He has more beneficials. He has a better chance of beating this without any serious damage or death. But one thing I do want to address is the humility that we are supposed to have for this man. I have none. I have zero. And that does not say anything about my character. I literally don't even give a flying, to be quite honest. It was about to happen, as I stated before. And the black people who are praying for this man, saying that we still should have grace. Grace? He didn't even condemn, which I'm not surprised, white supremacy at the debate. Because he is a white supremacist. Hello? So I just really want us, members of the black community, to get out of that state of mind when we talk about people who have consistently done us harm, who have hate in their hearts, who do not have the least bit of care for us as a people, who continue to uplift the system of white supremacy, who are complacent with white supremacy. We're supposed to have the grace and the care, right? I don't got it. I ain't got it. I wanted to get out of that frame of mind because it does us not a lick of good. That's all I have to say about Donald Trump. So I want to go ahead and talk about Tory Lanez. Really hate to give this man a platform, but I gotta talk about it because I just gotta express how I feel. Okay? And the first thing I want to address is this whole thing about protecting black women is a facade. All y'all lying. It's just a game to y'all. And a lot of y'all just use the hashtag and pretend online that you really care about protecting black women so you won't get dragged. And it shows because a lot of people have been supporting Tory Lanez album. What? If Tory Lanez wanted to genuinely tell his side of the story, if he genuinely, with no type of benefits, wanted to clear his name, give more context, details of that night, he would have. He let all of these months pass by of accusations, allegations, different narratives going on, and he said nothing. So obviously he was waiting for the suspense to build up so he could drop this album and address it. Obviously he wanted to capitalize on this moment, which it's just, his behavior is absolutely disgusting to me. And it's all tactic. Let me be clear. It's all tactic because literally the first chance he got to capitalize off of this moment, he did. He capitalized off of a moment of a black woman being injured. And a lot of y'all who internalize patriarchy and misogyny, most specifically misogynoir, ate that album right up. So if your whole protect black women becomes dismantled by a black man artist, you wasn't really about it. I had someone say that they was right with the, you know what, I'm not supporting Tory Lanez ever again until someone they knew blasted the whole album. Then they said that made them want to listen to it and download it. You have no loyalty. You that weak? That's weak. That is very weak. Did you even really care? If all it took was for someone else to blast the album, for you to be like, you know what, talking about, oh, he poured his whole entire heart out into this album. I don't care what he poured out. And I believe that a lot of people secretly never believed Meg, because we saw what happened when we first came out, that this incident took place. A lot of people was asking Meg for all of the receipts on what happened that night, all of the receipts on her injury, needed to take pictures of her wounds and all this other ish. So once Tory never said anything, people felt like, okay, well, they're obligated to believe Meg at this point. But since Tory dropped an album addressing the situation, a lot of people like, that's my boy, yeah, that's my boy. See, I knew that's someone, right? Oh, see, yeah, I knew he was just shooting for no reason. I got into a very interesting discussion, shall I say, with someone I know about Tory Lanez and his situation with Meg Thee Stallion. And this is a young man. And so he just begins to say how it doesn't make sense that Meg protected Tory when he hurt her. And I'm just explaining like, yes, it does. Let me break it down to you, since you clearly did not watch Meg's Instagram live. Let me break it down. There's a racial uprising. Police brutality has been a problem. But even now, if you were clueless before, you see it. How blasted it is everywhere. How bad police brutality is. Specifically for the black community. Okay? So, she did not want to snitch while they were getting arrested on Tory because of police brutality. She received no sympathy from the nurses when she got to the hospital. with that being said, and on top of, in the community, women are groomed to be silent about their abuse, for one, and groomed to protect black men. We even see how it's black women mostly on the front lines of these protests during this racial uprising. And he kept interrupting me. And it's like, how can you even say that when you didn't even take the time to listen to anything that Meg had to say? Which proves my point about you just defaultly agreed that Tory shot her, because Tory did not say anything until he dropped this album. Anywho, they also begin to say that, well, it doesn't add up. Oh my God, none of her tendons or ligaments was broken and torn. And I'm just like, for one, nor you or anyone else who's making these same statements are medical doctors. So stop. After she gave y'all the pics that you wanted, which she did not and should not have done, you still right now trying to be a medical doctor. You need to quit. I saw people saying how, oh my God, how would he shoot her when blah, blah, blah. I don't care if I wasn't there or not. It makes way more sense that the gun and the bullets that was found was in Tory's name, and the bullets that matched that gun was removed from Megan's foot. That's enough. That is enough to let me know. And they were drunk. That's enough right there to let me know that, yeah, buddy, you're guilty. And what disappoints me is, of course, women. It's women who are willing to listen to his album. It is women who are sitting here saying that they are conflicted now. And I'm like, what you confused about? What's the conflict? What's the conflict? So Tory Lanez will not be receiving any more of my support. Barely got it before. I literally like 2 of his songs. I can live without that. And it's just, I want to address, before I end this portion of the video, all of the people who are saying that, oh my gosh, just his music, it's so good, I can't stop listening. And I'm like, if your morals are shook by someone's talent, because they say the same thing with Chris Brown, they say the same thing with 50 Cent and how much they enjoy his content when it comes to power. And it's just like, these men who we allow as a community, because of patriarchy and misogynoir, to continue to thrive and be leaders and have people look up to them and be influenced by them. We continue to let this happen, things will never change. How is Tory Lanez still able to walk around freely? Just, willy-nilly, freely. He's able to, and no one is checking him. No man who is supposed to really, in real life, be protecting us as black women are doing that. And what I'm gonna need for all my black fellas to do, if you really about it, I don't care just about you posting the hashtag protect black women, about how much you care about Breonna Taylor not getting the justice. When you are talking to your homeboys and they say some colorish-ish, when they are being abusive verbally to women, when you may even witness physical abuse, all this stuff, that's when you really need to be taking action. That's when you really need to be checking your homeboys. That's when you really need to be using the God-given strength that you have to protect women, black women. I don't care about no post. Do the real work, okay? So lastly, before I close out this video, gotta go ahead and talk about Miss Suki. Miss SukiHana, the GOAT. Girl, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. That was a lot for a lot of us to handle, and we couldn't deal. And the first thing I want to address with this is no man who really loves and respects you like that will have you on camera degrading you, using you in that type of manner. It's not even the issue that you was given the felatio on camera. Okay, you got an OnlyFans. That's how you make your coins. It makes people happy. People be watching porn anyway. All right. But in that particular manner, that's actually really causing you physical harm. Throwing up, which is something that's not really supposed to happen during that type of activity. Who got that type of time? Every time you give fellatio, you gotta throw up, because you already gotta clean up anyway, but clean that up too? I want to address all the people who always want to call kink shaming and this shaming and all that. Shut up. Shut up. People are going to talk. Just like with the Odell Beckham situation. If you like, man, if you like feces all over you, we gonna talk out. Just like you like you might as well just be prepared about that. People are going to make jokes. It's funny. It's weird. If you don't like something, be confident and own up to it. You do not deserve everyone's sympathy. You should crack at yourself about it. Haha, I'd like to get it. So when you put something out for people's assumption, it's not just your business anymore. It's everyone's. And people have every right to express their opinions. I know some say that humiliation is a kink. All right. Okay. But that wasn't just humiliation. Why did she have to throw up? What that part of humiliation come in at? I get the playing a role, but the throwing up is where you lost us. And it was chunky. That chunky. First of all, throwing up in general is not fun. It hurts. You have food regurgitating. It hurts, especially when it's coming out your nose. For her to use this as an excuse because, oh, my bill paid. What about you? You paying your own bills? Baby, if that is your man, if that is your fiance, what you mean you gotta suck Peter Wacker to have your bills paid? They should be paid anyway because that's your fiance. Hello? You shouldn't have to have a Peter Wacker in your mouth to get your bills paid when we talking about your man that has said that he wants to marry you. And I want to address just how people say that there's a such thing as hoe shaming. My goodness, let's talk about how these thoughts want to shade classy women these days. We're not in the same category. We're not playing the same game. None of that, sis. You can stay over there and I'll stay my cute little classy self over here. But what you don't have to do, because I'm not going to thought shame you, because that's not what I want to. I don't want to do those type of activities for exchanging money anyway. Don't come for me, because we have a lot of women who partake in these type of activities. They like to have some type of hierarchy with it. Like, oh my gosh, well, men like this and that, they won't know, blah, blah, blah. They like you get nasty with it. Oh, I can take your man because you want to be cute with it and all this other stuff. How are you even talking about you having your own power, your own woman power, sexual power, if you're still having men be the prize by saying that, oh, I can take your man, or that's why your man be watching me? And then she made an ignorant comment about how, fellas, if you tired of your baby mama, girl, you need to stop. And you already know how I feel about baby mothers being disrespected anyway. If you don't know about that, go look at my videos. It's just the disrespect. It's a disrespect that I don't like. And it's just people who are in position of influence not wanting to be responsible for their influence. Like, okay, now you got the influence and you don't want to be responsible? You just want the good things that come with it, right? But no, ma'am. You have young girls looking at you. You are responsible for that. Do better. Whew. Let me know how you feel below about everything that I talked about in this episode. Thank you so much for supporting me. I will be back with way more content soon. Stay tuned.